Good evening, One More Gamers, to One More Game podcast. This is episode 35. Push that up, if you will.
Push it up.
All the way. And it is the 7th of December, 2022. I am your host, theStroke, here with the birthday boy himself, finally, once again. I'm ImPickleMatt. What's up, dude?
Hey, buddy.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thanks. Glad to be back.
Happy birthday.
You also heard there Swiftmida. Swift, what's going on? Happy holidays.
Yeah, happy holidays, buddy. Happy to be here, as always. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's good to have all three of us back. It's been a minute, but we're happy to share in the festivities that is gaming and the holidays. If you missed us all, we're back, and thank you for joining us in the chat. Nana, Improper Pearl Clutcher, Craig the Ghost with a 3-month sub there. What a guy!
Just on a roll.
And we're happy to have you guys as always in the chat. And if you'd like to join us every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central, you can do so at twitch.tv/OMGpodcast if you're listening abroad. But yeah, let's get right into it, boys. Let's get into the gaming news for the week. All right, gents. A game that all three of us were hooked on like crack at one point is offering you a free, what they're calling the Coliseum update, available as of today. It offers multiplayer PvP bloodbaths and arenas all around. There's one in Limgrave, one in Caelid. Rizzo has also resubbed for 3 months. What a monster. Our
Thank
original
you, buddy.
OG. And also in Lendell. Also, you can get new hairstyles, boys. I don't know if that's something I ever thought I wanted in that game, but
It's a big deal.
Yeah. What do you think, dudes? You gonna get back in there and check this stuff out? We can go 3v3 arenas, just like you predicted, Swift, in the Coliseum.
I knew it. See, I called it.
Prisoner, mage, and samurai. That sounds like a pretty good combo, boys.
Lethal.
I'll tell you what, though. I would get destroyed. I have not picked that game up in a while.
I'd be trying to dodge with the wrong button.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I haven't picked it up either for a while, but I have been on chat with Easy and Tyler or Tygar. And they are absolutely loving the game. Easy has actually streamed it a couple times on Discord, so I could tell them like where to go and where to find cool things.
Oh, nice.
They have since passed me as far as level is concerned. But the problem, I guess the cool thing / the problem with doing the mod thing with Elden Ring is they can't use Ashes of War.
Oh.
So first and foremost, kind of a problem, right? Because my Ash of War does all my tanking for me.
All the work.
But it is kind of cool because they literally encountered a giant, I don't know, a week and a half ago, and one would die, the other would stay alive, but the encounter would keep going. So it is it is easy mode as far as so to speak, I guess.
So then the other guy just runs from the spawn and
from the site of grace and joins back in the battle.
Oh.
Yeah.
I used to do that in Halo campaign.
I'm not judging.
Legendary, but
yeah, I'm not judging, but it does give me the itch to see them in there. I know I've said it a couple times. I need to get back in.
I think watching people play that game would really make my addiction level go skyrocket through the roof again, you know?
Yeah.
Just all the cool places you can go. But props to From Software for putting out a free update that gives cosmetics with no V-Bucks or any fake currency required.
Never before seen or done by any video game company. What a company. Well, all right. I think I'm going to have to get in there. Here's the problem I'm going to run into. I've been playing 3 games that require dodging as a main mechanic in the game. Elden Ring, God of War, and Tunic. And they all have different buttons to do so. So I'm going to be struggling.
I synced up my God of War dodge with Elden Ring. And I forgot who was. I think Butter Toast was talking about it. I think game developers really think about what they put as a dodge. And way less good at God of War, but it took way less getting used to by switching that button. So
Yeah,
maybe
they
I'd do
they
okay.
make their decisions for a reason, but yeah, you know better. You're the gamer.
I know better.
Well, all right, let's move on. Microsoft has they've made a commitment, just like we all have, but it's a 10-year commitment. They promised to bring Call of Duty series, the franchise, to Nintendo, which is very strange, as well as leaving Call of Duty on Steam for the foreseeable future. The thing I read into most about this article was that they didn't say a damn word about PlayStation. So, what do you guys think? Is this just like them trying to satisfy the Federal Trade Commission, or what's going on here? Or is it Free Trade Commission? Can't remember.
I think it has probably a lot, at least a little bit to do with that. I also can't. I don't know. Maybe I'm old school and like to play on a big screen, whether it be computer or a console, like an actual console where you're playing on a TV. I can't imagine playing COD on a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Dude, I played Fortnite because I was TDY in Alaska once, and I brought my Switch, and I tried to play Fortnite, and it was just god awful. I was
Yeah.
getting my cheeks clapped by 8-year-olds that were building so fast.
Yeah, I tried to play Apex when we were at that wedding, Swift, on this bad boy.
Yeah,
and,
on the
and I mean, this
yeah.
thing even has a really nice large screen, but it still doesn't feel great.
Yeah. Well, especially if you're used to, first person shooters on keyboard mouse and you hop into the gargantuan controllers of the
Yeah.
Steam Deck and you're just like, I don't know what to
Exactly.
do with my hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that I knew that Microsoft offered a 10-year contract with Sony, but it sounds like it's a totally separate thing from this. So it almost seemed like they were like handing the olive branch to Nintendo and saying like F you Sony, like you got to play with us if you want to, so to speak, if you want to have Call of Duty.
Right.
Or
I don't
maybe
know.
it's the opposite. Maybe it's we offered Sony a 10-year contract, like you said, and then they said, let's do it with the Nintendo too. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? To me, it does definitely seem like we're trying to be like, hey, it's fine. Let the deal go through. Everything. Look, we're playing nice with everyone. And look, we're even going to put Call of Duty on Nintendo. That doesn't happen, but yeah.
Can you imagine sitting on your couch, like relaxed, laid back, your Switch is on the dock, and you just have these two things here in your hands, 12 feet away, trying to play Call of Duty? I
The
feel
Pro
like I would
controller.
screw that up so wholesale.
Do you not have a Pro controller?
For what?
Switch?
The Switch.
I don't. No.
Yeah, the Pro
Oh.
controller is pretty decent, but it's still. I remember I would have the Switch directly in front of my face with the headboard holder.
Yeah, that's right.
Korea's story. Here's something we're not really thinking of though is that Switch is the most owned console in America, right? So now all of a sudden Warzone's on that bad boy, and now you got 300 million more sweaties coming after you every day. So I don't know. It could be good for the games, could be bad.
All about that money.
Mm-hmm.
Got to make that money.
Well, there you have it. This the never-ending saga of Microsoft's deal acquisition of Activision Blizzard continues, and we'll continue to bring you updates. All right, guys, we talked about this in our Discord, but Star Wars Eclipse is Quantic Dream, the company that makes Detroit Become Human. They're describing that Star Wars game as their most ambitious project and very different from Detroit Become Human. Have you guys seen much about this game so far? I've seen a couple of kind of gameplay things, but looks very story-focused, kind of dialogue-focused. But they promise that it's not going to be Detroit Become Human with Star Wars skins in it. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I've only seen a couple videos on it. It looks like they're kind of waiting to do the full reveal for a little bit later. But we've seen devs promise things and just be completely lying out their ass before. So that could be what's happening right now. But I don't know. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt until I see more about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen much about this, so not really privy to say
This
much.
this company is definitely more involved in heavy drama, story focused, player or character emotional kind of stories.
Yeah,
So it's
'cause
gonna be a much slower pace if they kind of stick to their roots. But they're
I
also
remember in E3, wasn't their big thing like a very emotional, like everything was face realistic and
right. They really
right.
captured a lot of the unreal human like face stuff going on.
Yeah.
Should
I don't know
be
if
at least a good game to check out. It's hard to screw up Star Wars nowadays, but
I don't know how much Star Wars lends itself to that kind of mood, but we've seen Disney do some different things with Star Wars that works actually okay. And we've seen them do terrible things with it too. So
speaking of which, I guess Andor would kind of fall into this category. Have you guys watched this thing?
I sure have.
no spoilers. I've been trying to watch it for a while, but I keep getting sucked into Peripheral and whatnot.
Okay, all right, hold on. Have you finished Peripheral?
I have, yeah.
Is it over?
What'd you think?
Was that the last episode?
I was disappointed by the last episode, but I do know that they need to continue making seasons. But the show in its entirety, I loved.
Okay, changing gears. Taze, you've seen Andor?
I have not. I've tried multiple times to watch it, and I fall asleep every time.
Okay, what episode are you on?
1.
Well, all right. You got to get past the initial
Okay.
few, we'll call it. Andor is, other than, what's the one where they dive on the moon with the shield?
They dive on the moon with the shield.
Yeah, I don't know.
Halo 3.
Where the Ewoks with the Ewoks?
No. I mean, there might be Ewoks. Anyways.
Oh, on the cold planet, Hoth.
I'm thinking of like one of the spin-offs.
Oh God.
Is it Rogue One?
Rogue One.
Rogue One.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rogue One.
Rogue One is the best thing to happen to Star Wars in the last 20 years.
Okay,
by far.
Andor is better in my opinion.
Mandalorian's way better than any of those.
No, dude, Andor's story is so good.
Really?
It's amazing.
Okay. I'll take
Rogue
your
One
word. I'm gonna get after it.
By far the best Star Wars movie to come out in the last 20 years.
True.
I mean, it's better than episode 1, 2, and 3 as well. But
it's about pilots.
Andor is the precursor essentially to Rogue One.
Okay. So maybe I'll watch Rogue One again and then I'll get in there.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
Okay, I don't know. What were we talking about? Oh, Star Wars stuff. Okay.
Become human.
Yeah. more to follow from Star Wars games here in the Games Radar, but let's move on just for the sake of this turning into a Star Wars. Maybe we'll start a Star Wars podcast, but anyways.
Yeah, there's none of those around, I'm sure.
Yeah. All right, lastly, boys, GPU shipments are over the last quarter are the lowest they've been in 10 years, according to this article. Which is mind-blowing, but not surprising to me because I walked through Best Buy the other day and there were literally piles of 4080s just stacked up, like not even behind the counter to where you needed to like ask someone to have one. They were just like by the computer stuff. I was like, oh.
How much were they? Because I might need to go to Best Buy.
I want to say they were like somewhere around $1,000, 800, 900 or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, what are your thoughts, guys? The crypto mining thing is over, and now these things are a dime a dozen.
Yeah, I mean it's understandable, right? Like, so the 40 series graphics cards are still hugely overpriced, as shown by the free market not buying them. I'm a big Nvidia fan, but geez, I'm thinking about if I were to get this generation of graphics cards, I might go with AMD, but just for the price. But this is like the perfect. It's like the perfect. It's synonymous with everything that's been happening with the pandemic. Like the pandemic made everything crazy, and everybody got crazy about everything. And now people are getting fired from tech jobs because the tech job sector just couldn't sustain that. And then the GPU market is the exact same way. Like I don't know. And I think a lot of people are kind of sore at Nvidia too for what they're doing.
It's humanity, whether it's humanity as a whole. This drove me crazy about the Air Force too, with like pilot shortages. Our inability to not hyperbolize every problem, like do this sine wave thing, like we go all the way up and then, oh, we have way too many people, cut them all, furlough. Oh, we don't have enough pilots, we have massive pilot shortage, higher. Humanity does that with everything, and COVID showed that there's no way that we can't. There's zero chance humanity survives a zombie apocalypse because of how hyperbolic we become about these things. So I agree with you.
Morons.
Yeah, we really the toilet paper thing is the perfect fucking example of why.
Oh my god!
Why we will not survive the zombie apocalypse.
I blacked that out of my brain. That's just the most.
I actually forgot about that too,
dude. Well, it's like the stock market too. It's like everybody like tries to ride the wave up and then ends up selling low. Everybody just buys high and sells low, and just like
diamond hands, baby.
Idiots.
You know what I mean?
Diamond hands. I got my GameStop.
Stonks. All right. Well, if you're in the market for GPUs, there's plenty to be had. The prices are still up there, but you'd probably be able to find some on eBay or something starting to fall, maybe used. But all right, gents, let's get into the games radar for the week. You didn't hear it, but it was a festive Christmas song.
Nice.
All right. Speaking of games radar,
so fast.
If you are excited about all game announcements, like if you get off on these things, like I remember always being out on the lookout for E3 announcements and all kinds of stuff. Tomorrow's the night, really the biggest one of 2022 at least, since we didn't have E3. But the Game Awards are tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And
the Oscars of video games.
There you go. And One More Game podcast may... At least one member of OMG Podcast is going to be live streaming on this channel tomorrow during that and just kind of live reacting to some of that if you want to check that out. We'll also post it on our YouTube account at youtube.com/@OMGpodcast. You can check that out, see our reactions, and join us as we talk about the upcoming video games. Did you guys check these out last year?
No.
Oh, no.
Okay. It was a lot of product placement advertising, so and they got a ton of flack for it, so I'm wondering if they're going to kind of back off on that. But
I feel like, in my opinion, it's better to just watch the highlights of these things.
So you're not going to be joining me tomorrow?
No, if it's at 8 p.m. Eastern, that's 6 my time. I'm down.
Okay.
I got an early brief, but that's it. So I'm down to hop on and chat about things.
I'm more interested in like the Razzies of this, like the worst games. Those are
worst game awards.
Dude, what I did like about this, I looked at the nomination categories, and games for impact was one of the categories, and I was like, I don't know what that means, but I think I know what it means. And at least they have the self-awareness to know that they shouldn't be like the Oscars, where how like the best picture category nowadays is just like some trash that nobody's ever seen, but the actors feel self-important by voting for the mermaid sex scene movie or whatever, or the fish sex scene movie.
Oh, that's
what was
so
that?
weird.
The Shape of Water. Yeah. So they do have a category for that, for like most impact on society, which is cool with me, but like at least they have a separate category for best game.
Yeah, I was laughing today because I was looking at like the player voted category. Like you can see what game is currently winning, like the People's Choice, and Elden Ring is losing to Sonic Frontiers and some other ridiculous choice. I was like, what?
Dude, what? I did see Stray is on the game of the year list, which is just bullocks.
That just means
Absurd.
that people that are putting that up there did not actually play the whole thing.
Yeah,
Oh
freaking
gosh.
the internet likes cats. We should probably nominate this game.
Mm.
Stupid.
All right, so getting into the actual games radar. First up on the docket, coming out tomorrow, 8 December, for PC only, it's going to be a little game called Necro Bouncer. And Necro Bouncer looks pretty cool. Looks kind of like your pixelated bullet hell type game, indie style. But
That is Enter the Gungeon without bullets.
right.
Is exactly what that is.
It's described as a roguelike hack and slash about a necromancer who works as a bouncer, you guessed it, in the best dungeon club. In Necro Bouncer, players fight through winding corridors, clearing room after room of miserable and not so enemies, to eventually clash in an epic battle with a hardcore boss. But yeah, it looks kind of entertaining. Thought we'd bring it to your attention.
I
These
never
games-
played Enter the Gungeon, but it reminds me like similar-ish graphic styles as far as Cult of the Lamb.
Yeah. I mean, even the way this guy dives is like
Yeah, the dodge roll.
into
is
the
Enter the
Gungeon,
Gungeon.
like exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
So, I mean, if they're stealing that mech exactly, then it's probably going to be fun because that game is awesome.
Yeah, that game's a lot of fun. Like that.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're
Craig the Ghost said Mortuary's Assistant didn't make Game of the Year.
yeah,
Not
I'm
the Game of the Year
surprised.
category. Maybe there's the most societal impact, though. I don't know.
Yeah, most
serial
yeah, I
killers
don't know.
created category.
Right.
Or most serial killers satiated. How about that? Cool. If you're a Final Fantasy fan, Final Fantasy VII, the way they've been naming these things is kind of driving me crazy, but it's called Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion, comes out December 13th for all platforms. This is the continuation of the remake for Final Fantasy VII with modern graphics and all that kind of stuff. But that game, in its original sense, was a masterpiece. So if you have never had a chance to play them, it's a great opportunity for you to check those out. And that next section comes out on the 13th. We haven't never really talked about Final Fantasy besides the MMO with Swift and I. Are you guys versed in the Final Fantasy realm at all?
Nope.
I have
Not
no fucking
really.
clue what the most current Final Fantasy is, but I'm pretty sure it's like 18, right?
No, 16 is in development right now.
Copy. Don't have any idea. Never played one. I couldn't even picture it if you.
So
asked me.
Swift, all the time we were playing Final Fantasy 14, all that stuff, none of it you like recognize, none of the music or anything?
Honestly, not really, dude. I'll say the only Final Fantasy game, and I call it game in quotations, that I've ever played is Kingdom Hearts, because it's the same kind of style.
No, there's
As far
some
as
of the characters are
Final
from Final
Fantasy?
Fantasy in there.
Yeah. So
Zerosk in the chat is very disappointed in us. I
Yeah.
think he's a Final Fantasyer.
So
But
he
no,
says the Final Fantasy
overall-
remake is different from the original. Yeah, so I think there's some timeline. Like, it's actually not a remake necessarily. Like, it's a reimagining, if you will. But yeah. Some of the biggest video game, like, drama slash, like, deaths, character deaths and stuff come from that universe. And you guys are missing out.
yeah, I don't know. There's too many now to catch up. So
No, dude, I got a secret tool where you can try them all. But I'll talk about that here in a little bit. All right. Let's get into the next one. Swift, what can you tell me about Neon White?
all right, so Neon White, PlayStation only, 13 December. Neon White is a lightning-fast first-person action game with exterminating demons about exterminating demons in heaven.
Boom. So I was talking about this game with Buttered Toast earlier, and we were trying to figure out how to describe this game, and it's Mirror's Edge meets Super Hot. That's exactly yeah.
I
So
could get into that.
PickleMatt's in. It looks really, really cool. The art style is crazy looking. It's definitely a high Japanese influenced like art style, at least with like the dialogue and stuff.
Oh, this looks awesome.
But yeah, the game itself, and especially as you start getting into like fighting the demons and whatnot. Well, there's more.
It looks, and it's like add what's that? Ghostwire Tokyo in there too. That's cool.
Oh, cool. There's a giant
This has been on
advertisement.
Steam since June, and it's got overwhelmingly positive reviews. So it seems like this would be a good one to scoop up.
Yeah, it has high reviews on Steam. It has an 8 from IGN. Like this thing is definitely something that you should. That comes out on the 13th. For what? Nope, just PlayStation.
Just PlayStation.
PlayStation.
Oh yeah, it's been out
I
on
might
other
get this
things.
on.
But you can check
It's
this
on
out
Steam on sale for $20. I might have to scoop that up. See if it's on Steam Deck. Ooh, Steam Deck verified, baby.
Oh,
Let's go.
Boom. This would probably be a
Boom.
great Steam Deck game, to be honest.
Man, if I had more time in my life, I would play the shit out of that.
Yeah, this looks fun. You know what? This needs to be put into VR.
Oh, dude. That'd be dope.
Well, there you have it. Neon white. Okay. All right, we alluded to it earlier, but there's been a leak about Star Wars Jedi Survivor. If you're not sure what that is the follow-up to the much highly praised, what was it, Jedi Fallen Order?
Yep.
If you still don't know what we're talking about, the red-headed Jedi guy game that came out from EA a while back that was really, really fun. And it's the first time I ever remember playing a Star Wars game where like I could wield a lightsaber and do exactly how I wanted to wield a lightsaber, like deflect bullets and just chop people up and all that kind of stuff. Really cool. So that leak has indicated that game will be out on March 15th of 2023. You guys both played Fallen Order, right? Beat it?
Oh, yeah.
I did play it and beat it while we were deployed in Afghanistan.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's fun.
I'm excited.
So fun.
I think they're going to be I think there'll be a lot more to this next one when it comes to like things you can do, because it was a little bit light on like side questing, and they had like the customization of lightsaber stuff. I think they're going to go like full EA on this, and we'll see how that goes. But
I think Disney wants to support this too. I think they decided it was canon. So I think they're trying to expand this out into their universe too, outside the video game too.
yeah, it is. I think one of the droids model of the droids appeared in one of the other shows from that game.
Yeah.
I can't remember. But you can buy that Lego as well, his little droid.
Nice.
So I've been eyeballing that one for Christmas, but
Hey,
cool.
side note, Neon White is nominated for Best Indie on the Game Awards there. Same with Cult of the Lamb and Tunic.
Boom. Oh, dude. I best indie game? Tunic needs to be in the conversation for best game.
Stray is also on there, so I bet that shit wins.
Dude, we talked about this last
Cat
week.
nerds.
Tunic is not going to win best game over Elden Ring or God of War.
If I'm voting,
best indie game.
Tunic is the best game of the year.
theStroke said it needs to be.
Considering
on the best
one
game.
man built that game, it is the best game. All right, moving on. If you're excited about a game coming out,
Erroneous on all counts.
Let us know what games you're excited about. What are you looking forward to hearing about in the Game Awards, or if you want to, send us a little message before the Game Awards come out, and we'd love to chat with you at OMG_podcastGG on Twitter or Instagram. Leave us a follow, and we'll get you all the news that you need about video games. Or you can email us at omgpodcastgg@gmail.com. Game recommendations, things we missed, things you like about the show. People that you don't like on the show, we're always looking for those suggestions.
Yep.
All right, and Swiftmida is about to drop the Discord link. You can also join us and game with us anytime you want. On the One More Game Discord, there's always someone in there playing something. We get into Overwatch, Destiny, Heroes of the Storm, all kinds of video games, and we'd love to have you join us. One More Game Discord. Speaking of that Discord, sometimes in there you'll find PickleMatt posting daily his sweet, sweet pickles. It's the holidays, Matt, and we're looking for some sweet deals to get under the tree before those expire. Is there anything left out there that we can snatch up that you found?
Dude, I was looking around. So Craig the Ghost, thanks, man. Shout out to you. Tunic is 20% off right now, so he scooped that up based on your recommendation. So maybe you grab that. But I was looking around for some deals, and man, if you miss Black Friday and Cyber Monday week, then I don't know what to tell you because it all looks like trash now based on the sales I was seeing. Like, dude, Best Buy's having their 12 days of gaming sale, and they had Call of Duty Vanguard for $30. Just like
a game that literally no one is playing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dear God.
So I don't got much for you this week, ladies and gentlemen, but be on the lookout for the deals you missed, I guess, on Cyber Monday. Sorry, terrible content by me, but you know, sometimes it'd be like that.
There's only so much you can do, you know.
Those sweet pickles is where you'll hear first news about giveaways coming out from One More Game podcast. So stay tuned for that because we may be having one for the holiday season.
Oh.
All right, gents. Speaking of the holidays, let's jump into it. The major topic of the week, holiday gaming nostalgia. Let's just get our Christmas morning PJs on. Let's wait till our parents wake up with excited, bated breath, and let's get in there.
Is there a soundbite playing?
Yeah, I don't know if that was the one I wanted. Here, let's do this one instead.
Okay.
All right. Cool. All right, guys. I want to hear your most memorable gaming thing you ever found under the Christmas tree. PickleMatt, lead us off.
Nintendo 64.
Oh, baby. This is the one that like went viral kind of in as much as you can go viral back then. How did we go viral?
Nintendo 64.
America's Funniest Home
Videos.
Videos.
No viral.
There was. It was America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah, valid.
Nintendo 64. My God.
And the little sister is just like cheering because she sees the brother cheering. She doesn't give a shit about the game system.
She don't know.
Can you pull up that video?
Yeah, maybe I'll find it.
Dude, that was pretty close to us. It was in there. Here, I'm gonna send a link on the Twitch. It's on there now.
Okay.
Oh my God. Dude, so we got the Nintendo 64 and we were about like those two kids when we got it, but I have no memories further like where it was in our old house, but I do remember where it was in our new house like 3 years after it came out.
Very nice. Yeah, that same Christmas it must have been for me and my sister. I mean, God, we're the same age. That kid probably is doing a podcast somewhere in the world right now talking about video games, just like me.
Yeah.
His sister's stoked, but she has no idea why. I love it.
Dude, that came with Mario Kart 64, right? I think that was the game it came with.
It was either Mario Kart or maybe it was Mario 64. I can't remember.
Super Mario 64. That's the one that I got.
All I remember is we played Mario Kart for like 6 weeks straight and just didn't like that's all we did besides school, I think.
Nice.
I don't blame you.
Mine was very, very similar. I think Nana F16 is in the chat. Anyways, so we have a tradition in my family
get this guy out of the chat.
where on Christmas Eve we're allowed to open one present early as like here, open this and
We
go
do
to bed.
we
Like,
do the same thing the
Okay.
night before.
and
Oh,
I
nice.
just don't think my parents were like in the know as to how the video games worked enough to where I grabbed a small thing and I opened it and it was the memory card for the Nintendo 64, that plugged into the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I don't have it. Oh, and my parents can start seeing the gears turning in my head, and
Oh.
they're like trying to snatch it from me, and I'm like, oh no, we're getting Nintendo 64 tomorrow. And yeah, so I didn't sleep an ounce of sleep that night, but yeah, that's the coolest.
Oh, so you had just had the memory card that whole night.
Yeah, I just slept with it.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Nice, Zaris. Thanks for the sub, man.
What a guy. Zaris, I don't care what they say about you. You're a great guy.
Good.
Sorry
good
about the
guy.
Final Fantasies comment.
Swift, what about you, man? Christmas morning, you got the flannel PJs on. You walk down. What is it?
Oh yeah, dude. Well, I was gonna say the Nintendo 64 because I think I've told this story before. We were like skiing in a ski lodge, and I came down, and not only was there a Nintendo 64, but there were Hot Wheels tracks set up across the kitchen, and that was awesome. But because you guys have both brought up the Nintendo 64, I will say PS2. I think was my favorite.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Because when we lived in Alaska, my parents told me numerous weeks in advance. I asked for one. They were like, no, it's sold out. And apparently they knew somebody at Sears.
Oh, well, Sears.
And so when I walked downstairs on Christmas morning, a PS2 was in a package. And I was so stoked, obviously.
Nice. Yeah, they lied to you, as parents do around the
Yeah,
holidays.
they're tricking me.
PickleMatt knows the lies that we go through. I'm starting to have a conscience about it, but I'll avoid talking about it in case little ears are listening. But
No, yeah. So my 3-year-old when do they grasp the concept of getting rewarded for nothing? That is in Christmas time.
I don't know. Right now, they think they have to be good. That's the lie that we've fed them.
My son has no clue yet, so we can't like do any kind of threats or anything. So
Oh man,
I know. I need to get that. I need to teach him fast.
Yep. It's coercion at its worst. I don't know.
Also,
No wonder
I've said
people have so many issues with their parents later in life.
I've dropped the F-bomb like 3 times. So if there's any little ears watching, then Santa's not real.
Oh yeah. Jesus.
Dear God.
And
All
fuck
right.
yourself. Just kidding.
Let's see. Oh, another cool tradition Jen and I had. This is a more recent gaming memory, but Overwatch for Christmas every year, we used to buy each other. This was when they had loot boxes. We used to buy each other $50 or 50 loot boxes, and we'd open them together on Christmas. This was before children, obviously. But I remember hanging out with her in Osan, in her Osan apartment, and Christmas morning we just opened loot boxes on Xbox.
Oh my God.
But that was way more fun than what we got going now. I don't even know. I don't give a crap about their stuff now.
What a kind of fashion forward way to do Christmas. You know?
Welcome to the future, boys.
Yeah.
I'm giving my wife an NFT for Christmas. I don't know what that is.
All right. Cool. Well, here's something that I thought was kind of funny, because nowadays with the digital age, right? Like, we know what games are coming out well in advance. Shit, we don't even need to like wait for them to be under our tree. Our kids are not going to have that same feeling, right? Like, it's all just going to be immediately downloaded whenever it gets released. But how did we even know when games were coming out, what was going to be available for the holidays when a console got released? Like, whether if it wasn't on a commercial on TV, What ways do you guys remember, like, trying to figure out what games you were going to get excited about? Going to Blockbuster?
Just word of mouth
Blockbuster,
for
yeah.
me.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
word
my
of mouth,
buddies
and
had a
then-
good game, and okay, well, I guess I need that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's how I found out about Star Fox 64. Is like I went over to my friend's house, neighbor's house, and he was playing it. And I was like, "Holy shit, we got to get this."
We gotta get this.
This
The-
is next level polygons right here.
Do a barrel roll.
Dude, the other way was magazines. Like, remember mail magazines? Not mail models, but mail order magazines.
Male model magazines.
Yeah.
Never got some of those. Sorry, dude.
No, like the J.C. Penney catalog had toys in it, and like the Sears catalog, holiday book or whatever.
Yeah.
Xerisk in the chat says G4. Yeah, that was one of them.
G4. I feel like once you ordered a magazine for gaming, you got all the extra spam mail that we get these days, as far as like all the other gaming things. So then you got little hints and tips and tricks for all the other games that you wanted.
Oh God, I remember like towards the end of I think October, maybe November. You're waiting for that October issue so that you can start like thinking about what you wanted to ask your parents for Christmas. That's how long it would take for like this whole
Yep.
process to start. Kind of crazy.
Dude,
Yeah.
you know what's weird? Since we're on the nostalgic part of Christmas and gaming, you remember our Nintendo 60? Open up our Nintendo 64. All you did was plug it in. You slapped a cartridge in there, and then you
Oh.
were racing within 30 seconds, probably. Of like,
Oh no, you forgot something, dude.
oh yeah,
You're blowing that cartridge.
no, but the thank you, Xerisk, in the chat. Do we need to talk about this? Because
Gosh.
no,
Yeah,
the listeners can go over to Twitch if they want to find out.
Yeah.
All right. No, but you would go from opening the Nintendo 64 to like racing a Mario Kart on the track in like 45 seconds. But nowadays, dude, if I were to give my son like a PlayStation 5, he would have to wait 3 hours to update everything first. You know, you got to update the
set up an
controller.
account, all this stuff.
Update requires restart.
Your controller is not charged.
That's just COD, dude.
Oh yeah.
What I did see on the internet though, like I think it was the PlayStation Reddit, was this dad. He bought his son a PlayStation 5 last year, and he pulled it out of the box, hooked it all up, installed all the updates, opened the games, and put them in and installed them, and then put them in the containers there. Put the PlayStation, wrapped it back up like it wasn't opened, and then he like shrink wrapped the actual games themselves again.
Oh my goodness.
So like the kid was like off to the races as soon
That
as he
dad
opened up
is on another dad
That
level.
is a whole new level.
that
That's
dad understands
wild.
though. That's really
Dad
cool.
your son has to be like the correct age for him to even appreciate
That
you did
dad
though.
is a gamer.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah. He probably wanted to play it as soon as it got opened as well.
Yeah.
He did that.
It's like,
Yeah,
get
true.
out of the way,
It
son.
was for
I'm
him.
playing.
It was for him.
Yeah.
They're like, he's like, Dad, it says I already have 6 hours played on God of War. What's going on?
yeah. Santa had to do something.
Yeah. I also remember walking through Walmart and kind of being like, here's all the games I'm never going to have because my parents won't give me more than one.
Yeah.
Well, here's a cool email. We have an email from a listener who has chosen to remain anonymous. We'll call him Anonymous. It is a long email, but it's very good. So I will do my best to kind of get through it for you. But it's awesome. So let me paint a picture for you. As a young boy, I was a monster fan of Nintendo. I spent hundreds of hours playing SNES and N64 in my life. I clung to any piece of information I could get about the Japanese publisher, and I absorbed it, only to relay it for debate to my like-minded friends at school. I had my N64 for years at this point and was constantly following Electronic Gaming Monthly or Nintendo Power for any hint as a release for their next console, which at that time they were calling the Dolphin. Code word Dolphin. My friends and I called it Nintendo 128, which is the logical step. If you're a Nintendo, that's never going to happen. If you're Xbox, that would never happen. But it was going to be the GOAT gaming machine and would dominate the next and upcoming console war. Nintendo truly had an unstoppable aura in this era. Sony was still trying to find its footing. Microsoft hadn't released their Xbox yet. They were sticking to PC stuff. Sega was struggling in the 32-bit type stuff, and Nintendo was coming off of its third generation console, which were individually legends as well as collectively. The SNES, NES, and N64. I was a fanboy of all of them and couldn't wait for the next gen. All right, we keep going. Stick with me here, folks. The GameCube was announced on October 24th, 2000, and it released on November 18th, 2001. I didn't know how I was going to afford one as a 12-year-old, so I decided to sell myself on the street. Just kidding. But I knew I had 2 kidneys and only needed one. I never anticipated supply being short and not being able to find one, period. I looked at every store I went to leading up to Christmas and couldn't find one anywhere. Always sold out, no matter what. And I always felt I was always left longingly staring at the accessories for a seemingly phantom console. This was before the internet was a driving force of economics with Craigslist and eBay and whatnot. My parents swore that they could not find one. I completely and totally believe them because that's what kids do. They trust their parents. And I had experienced the inability to even see one in person, so why would they be lying about it? All that changed on Christmas morning, 2001. I was lucky enough. My parents found a GameCube for me and they were able to afford it. They claimed it was the last one at some bizarre some bizarre no-name electronics store locally, and asked an employee if they had one, and they had one left. And they were not expecting to receive any other shipments that day. Under my tree that year was the console. Smash Brothers Melee, Pikmin, and Star Wars Rogue Squadron, which, by the way, is the game that made me want to become a pilot. Let's see. I spent 12 hours a day playing these 3 games, and honestly goes down as one of my greatest gaming memories ever. My father never let me play games on my big TV in the living room. That space was always his, reserved for sports and whatnot. But on Christmas Day 2001, the big TV and surround sound system was mine to game on. And we quite literally gamed all day and night. He was most interested in Star Wars Rogue Squadron, and we played that for a while until I wanted to try the other games, and he let me do that. I never considered Pikmin, but I ended up playing this game more than either of the other 2 by a long shot. It was unique, very Japanese, and very GameCube. The next gen had arrived, and 100 moving characters on screen at once was absolutely mind-blowing at the time. Star Wars Squadrons and Melee were incredible in their own right, and those games definitely got the time that they deserved. But Pikmin, of all things, holds a special place in my heart, as does GameCube, for the solid day of nonstop Christmas gaming. It's an awesome story, and that's exactly how some of my memories are on Christmas Day.
Dude, that was, and again, we talked about the PS2 that I got. Yeah, that was cool. But seriously, one of my first gaming memories was the N64, and my sister and I just played Mario 64 all day. We were on a ski slope at Massanutten, and my parents were like, "Do you guys want to go ski?" And I was like, "No, I have an N64 now.
I gotta help this baby penguin down this mountain."
Yeah,
I don't need a ski slope. I got a virtual one.
That's right.
Very nice. Yeah, ever since I think N64, Christmas Day kind of became, at least while I was a kid, synonymous with like getting a game or console and then playing all day, pretty much enjoying it with my family, like in the living room. So I guess I was lucky enough to have some parents who were like into that sort of thing. But yeah, man, Christmas for me is definitely very, very closely tied to gaming. But yeah, thanks for the email, Anonymous.
My parents never played, but they did give me the gift of gaming.
Yeah.
And I will never forget
that
first Christmas.
Yeah. Dude, there was a Christmas a few years ago when I was in Japan. My sister-in-law came out to Japan, which was really cool of her, but Actually, my brother-in-law is in the chat too, I'm pretty sure, and my cousin-in-law, which is really funny. But when she came out, my wife and her made tamales all day, and I was just sitting on my ass playing Last of Us the entire day while they made tamales on Christmas Day. And it was so amazing because at the end of the day, I had almost beaten the game and I had a bunch of tamales.
And then you got to eat tamales. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And they did not care because they were having fun.
Love that.
Swift, I know you also enjoyed this for many, many years. Maybe you still do, but one of my favorite things as I got kind of older, and especially was in the Air Force, I wasn't always with my family, is logging into World of Warcraft on Christmas Day and going and opening my fake presents that World of Warcraft would give you. It was like also a very special feeling because you'd be like your other guild mates would be on there and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do a great job.
They do. With all the holidays.
They do. We've talked about it. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. There's a little nostalgia for you. We don't want to go too much into it, but we're looking forward to the holidays, spending it with our kids and our family, and gaming will be involved in some form or the other. What does the Christmas list look like for you guys this year? Swift, gaming-wise, anything? If you got to pick one, what do you want to snatch up?
If we're talking about IRL gaming, I can't remember if I talked about this last week, but I got a putter fit. So golf, yeah, that's gonna be my IRL gaming life.
What'd you get?
Because a PXG
Nice.
custom fit putter. But I don't know that there's anything this year. I think I may just ask for money to pre-order Harry Potter.
Oh, okay.
Because that's literally one of the most that I'm looking forward to that.
Was that February? Are we talking
February?
Or did they delay it?
Yeah,
I think they might have delayed it.
23 February, I believe.
Okay.
Unless they delayed it, which I haven't seen, and I would be very upset about. But other than that, gaming to me is going to look like me sitting in my parents' basement still, while the family's hanging out and playing Call of Duty or whatever it happens to be with the boys. Also, I told theStroke this earlier, but I am going on 3 weeks of leave starting next Friday. So I'm literally going to be filming / recording the podcast from my parents' basement for about 2 solid weeks. And then we go to Mexico and I'll record from there. But I will
going
be
international,
moving around. That's right.
And he'll be recording live in Espanol.
I wish.
I as well will also be out and about over not next week, but the week after. I'll be heading to spend Christmas in Disney World. So I'll be trying to record as well on the road. So maybe PickleMatt is going to be running the lead when it comes to the Twitch stuff. Totally talked about this ahead of time. Anyways,
he hasn't seen my stream.
Cool. Gents, anything else to talk about the holiday? Oh, we didn't talk about your Christmas list, PickleMatt. What do you got?
All right. I got a Breville Barista. Oh, dude. So today's my birthday.
What'd
Classic
you get?
December birthday growing up, dude.
Yeah, you don't
combined
get shit.
with the old Christmas. My son Isaac was born right around Christmas as well. So we're going to pull that shit too. What goes around comes around. No. I'm just kidding. I got a Breville Barista Express. It's a espresso machine and milk frother. So if anybody has any tips on how to make the best espresso, I'm all yours.
I think we have one of those. Shannon makes one every morning.
I have the exact same one upstairs right now.
Okay, you guys will have to, Shannon and then you, Stroke, need to teach me.
Yeah.
But there's that.
It'll make you a coffee snob. So good luck.
I know, dude. We've been slowly snobbing our way up. We started with Folgers, Garbo, yeah, and then we went to like Keurig, and then now we're at espresso and a pour over coffee system. And I just finally said, let's just be real annoying and get good coffee.
Yeah.
I got that, and then on my list, maybe a Blackstone griddle. Have you guys seen those?
Mm-mm.
No.
It's just it's a grill. It's like a propane grill, but it's a flat top, so it's like a giant hibachi grill, if you will.
Oh, I bet you could cook the hell out of some fried rice on that thing.
Dude, go look at Blackstone Grill and look at customer pictures or just like what people do with it, and it's just like giant hibachi meals and like 15 pancakes all at once.
Meal prep's
like-
never been easier.
Yeah, it's so cool. People like they'll like make an entire breakfast all at once. It's pretty sweet.
That's awesome.
So I might dive into that. As far as gaming goes, I just need time to play, man. Like I think I've played a total of 5 hours of God of War, and I
so
think I've
sad.
played 1.5 hours of gaming total in the last 2 weeks. So
You
baby.
get back in there. You know,
I'll
it
get
ebbs
back
and
in there.
flows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be a lot easier once you have that second kid. You're gonna have to.
Here
You're
we
gonna
go.
go through a 2-year low gate. Just embrace the Steam Deck
Just
for a while.
A
dude.
hiatus, 2-year
Yeah.
hiatus from gaming.
That's what
I
basically
know.
I had for a while. But
I might have to
anyways,
scoop up. Maybe I'll put Neon White on my Christmas list so I can play it on the Steam Deck.
there you go.
And in the hospital as my wife is giving birth, I'll be gaming.
Hey, can you pause it? Oh, sorry, babe. It's a live game. It's online.
Yeah. Hold on one sec.
All right, cool. I'm in the market for a new camera, I think, is the only real thing on my list. Gaming wise, I want Soccer Story, the game we talked about a couple weeks ago, Swift.
Yeah.
Other than that, Destiny expansion, maybe. I don't think I pre-ordered that one yet. But yeah, that's it for me. Chat, let us know. What do you want in your stocking?
Yeah.
Because we might be able to make that happen if you tune in to some episodes here in the next couple weeks. All right, team. Let's get into what we played this week. I wish I could fade that out. All right. I'm going to lead us off because I had a wacky, wailing, inflatable, flailing arm week of gaming. All right. First up.
Don't shout me out.
Tunic. My vote for game of the year so far. It just hits all the right things for the stroke style of gaming. I was telling Swift the other day, but I was playing and literally opened a treasure chest that I have walked by probably 150 times because it was so well hidden. But I'm on the final boss, what I would expect to be the final boss. It is the hardest boss fight I've ever had in any video game, to include Elden Ring. I tried about 50-something times, finally beat her, only to have her do the classic video game final boss phase 2 power-up mode and just beat my ass. And I was like, okay, so I'm done. I give up.
It's like me against Margit back in the day.
I don't know,
50
man.
times.
It's so hard to get through that phase without using up all your stuff that you're gonna need for the second phase. I'm just gonna have to get good. Is the only way.
Just put it to bed, sleep on it. You'll beat it the next morning every time, so to speak.
All right, I'll give it a shot. Jen and I continue our run in Hearthstone Battlegrounds, trying to get the highest rating, and we've hit a wall. We both hate the meta. We actually hate the game, but we continue to play it. Yeah, it is the worst. You guys don't know a lot about it, but every single time you lose to a very specific combination of murlocs with poison on them, and feels
it's
bad.
Like, fuck, it's murky from Heroes of the Storm?
Murky. You're dying to murky.
Tight.
And it has that same frustration feeling.
Yeah.
Didn't this all start because of the move? You guys started like getting into Hearthstone more?
Yeah, just it's an easy game to play on an iPad.
Poisoned you.
Well, yeah, I'm tired of getting poisoned. That's the problem. I played a little bit of God of War, just kind of progressing the story a little bit. I got to a lull, and now I'm I don't know. I can't really talk about it because you guys are well behind me. But yeah, everything I said earlier still stands. I think old man Kratos, they're really pushing the point home that he's an old man, and I don't think he's going to make it through this game. But we'll see. I did fire up Destiny 2 for the new season. Played a little bit of the prologue and kind of figured out what the grind is going to look like with that. There is a really exciting, fun exotic weapon that they give you at the start of the season. It's an SMG, and when you charge it up, you charge it by doing damage to things while you're on the ground. Once it's fully charged, if you shoot something while you're in the air, it makes you anti-gravity as long as you're doing damage. So you can basically fly as long as you're doing damage with this gun.
That's awesome.
And it's very entertaining. So they needed something to kind of freshen up the gameplay, and that's a good one. And then, holy crap, I went down a rabbit hole when it comes to emulation on the Steam Deck, which I talked about in a previous episode. But yeah, I'll leave a link in the description for the podcast, and there's a whole video that shows you how to make your Steam Deck a emulating mad machine.
Do you have like Epic Games on there now and all that?
You can put Epic Games on there. You can put Battle.net on there. I haven't tried that yet, but theoretically you could put World of Warcraft on your Steam Deck Swift if you could figure out how to map the buttons. But yeah. I played Pokemon Red because I own it, and I also own a Game Boy. But I have, I think, 5 badges now. Because you can fast forward, like speed up time on the emulator.
Oh, love that.
So you can just mash through the game super fast. But yeah, man, this thing is very, very cool. I mean, just the fact that I can fire up another game which I own from a console that I own, Zelda Wind Waker on the Steam Deck is pretty freaking awesome. So if you're ever looking to get into some old games, and even by old I mean like any console that's not the most current console, get yourself a Steam Deck and follow this link that I can send you. But I also think I'm going to dive deep into the Final Fantasy series, starting from 1, because I owe it to myself as a gamer to do that. But that's it. That's my gaming week. Swift.
Yeah. I'll lead off with, we have a gamer chat amongst the kind of core group of our Discord. People who have been gaming together for years now. And I got to be honest, I have the itch for Warzone again. So we need to get the crew in
units.
And we need to get the crew in there. Slower paced game, I should say. Just got to figure out the looting, and I think we could be pretty lethal in there, you know?
Yeah, I think our gameplay style lends itself to this game.
Yeah. Cool. But other than that, I played a bunch of what I'm calling Pokemon Scarlet.
Oh,
lit like the Gen Z people call it, you know, the youngins. Really enjoying the game. It's very entertaining. The open world concept, I haven't truly gotten into it, but I have done a bunch of the early game stuff, and it is so fun. I love being back battling Pokemon. You know, it doesn't get much better than that. I will say there are a few bugs that I've noticed. So camera issues right off the bat when you're in your house. There's multiple times where you like run past the camera and the camera just stays, and then all of a sudden like snaps back to your body, and it's like, okay, well that's super annoying. initially I couldn't run, and I don't know if this was just like a mechanism of the game, but I had to walk to a certain place right off the bat. Like halfway there, I get in a Pokemon battle, and then I could run. So I don't know. You and I, theStroke, will have to talk about if that's a common theme when you get Violet, but
Hmm.
I was a little perturbed by that, having to like slow walk across this 2.5-mile path. Like,
It's
give
really
me a
got to get
break.
those steps in, dude.
Yeah. But honestly, those are the only bugs. I guess, I did notice a bug, and again, I don't know if it's what I'm doing wrong or something else, but I got to the school, which is the big like premise of this game. You go to school essentially. No spoilers, but
Like
I
Pokemon
got to,
school, or it's just
yeah,
like normal
a
school.
a Pokemon school where you learn how to be a trainer.
Hmm.
And there's a few places you can like fast travel to in the school, and everywhere you haven't visited, at least according to me, based on playing video games my entire life, has an exclamation mark where like you have to explore this area a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah.
But I've explored that entire place multiple times and it still has the exclamation mark. And so I can't really figure out how to get out of there. But overall, solid experience so far.
Nice, dude. That's exciting. I'm excited. So the open world feels good.
It does. You kind of just get to wander around. And a lot of the things that you have to do to progress, you just have to kind of wander around and find trainers to battle, or
Hmm.
you have to go eat some certain food somewhere. Like I think they do a pretty good job of it overall.
Have you messed with any of the online stuff?
I have not. No, I've been offline the entire time.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what we could do if we partnered up.
Yeah.
All right. What else? Anything?
That was it. I
right.
literally only played Pokemon this week.
Nice. Love it.
Last week gave me the itch and I stuck with it.
Just like the old days, dude. Pokemon on your Game Boy for always.
Yeah.
Cool. PickleMatt, I know you said you didn't get much time. Did you get anything in?
On the show notes, it says ImPickleMatt -rip.
Rip. That was from previous episodes.
Yeah, well, it still qualifies. No, I played 2 hours of Warzone, and it was one of those nights where it was just like you look back on it, and you're just like, the little gaming time I had this week, I just wasted it all on frustration and let down. It just wasn't going well, and somebody was really judgy in my squad, and I didn't like that because I'm not very good, because I don't play very often. I got self-conscious, and I don't want to talk about it.
Let's get that KD up though, for real.
Dude, it's not good right now. That's for sure. I can only go up, I assume.
All right. Well, we'll get in there as we always promise. We'll play together as a OMG podcast triumvirate and be triumphant. Okay. That's it. We're going to leave you with one final around the room Christmas gaming recommendations. Swift, what do you got for these folks?
Honestly, it doesn't really have anything to do with gaming, but I am replacing currently our what's the thing called at the bottom of the sink?
Garbage disposal?
Yeah, I'm replacing one of those, and I unplugged one of the hoses today and almost vomited. So if you can afford it, pay somebody to do it, because it's horrifying.
It's the
what you
most
find in that hose.
disgusting activity a human being can do.
Oh, it's so
Oh,
brutal.
no way.
Oh, yeah.
So
You
yeah,
never watched Dirty Jobs.
that's all I got for you.
Brutal.
Jeez.
I got one for you. It also has nothing to do with gaming, but if your 5-year-old ever tells you he's sick and he thinks he's going to throw up and he's already standing next to the kitchen sink, don't pick him up and try to run him to the nearest bathroom because he projectile vomited everywhere in the kitchen and all over my feet. I mean, that was what would happen to you if you tried to do something like that. Yeah, dude, we had a sick child last week and it was
That's no fun.
Exorcist style, dude. And Jen's like, not on the carpet. Leave it. Just leave him in the kitchen. Just leave him on the tile floor. And I'm like picking him up, trying to, in my mind, I'm like, we have to get to the toilet. I pass up a perfectly good kitchen sink and walk over some throw rugs, and it's all over everything.
That's why same thing with being a pilot. Never pass up a good piece of concrete.
Yeah. Yeah, it was bad. All right.
Did you guys end up getting sick?
We didn't. I don't know how, but everyone else around the in our friends groups were all getting sick with their kids. So I don't know.
Yeah, when you have kids, as soon as the like one of them gets sick, it's just like, well, here's the inevitability. I accept my fate, and I will be throwing up or have diarrhea in approximately 2 days.
Yeah,
every
That's
single
rough.
time.
Cool.
Oh, for the around the room.
Yep. What do you got?
Parents out there, don't be afraid to let your kids play some video games, because honestly, I don't. Besides like the lava lamp I got when I was like 7, I don't remember a whole lot of other gifts. I'm sure they were great, so thank you, Mom and Dad, if you're listening. But a lot of the memories I have are from playing like Mario Party with my brother and sister, or my friends down the street, or various other things. So it's a social thing too. And as much as this world is not social anymore, maybe just unplug the Ethernet cable and buy some co-op games and have fun with the family. Do that this Christmas. And if you want to have a really good time, Jackbox Party Pack, or if you want somebody to die from murder, Overcooked and Overcooked 2.
Overcooked. Nice. I have been noticing there's a lot more board games coming out that are co-op. We've gotten a couple that we play with the kids. Those are kind of fun. So
Pandemic, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever play Pandemic?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I bought that in 2019. Weird.
Yeah, we played this one with the kids. It's like you're trying to get these dinosaurs off this island that's building a volcano, and you're working together to figure. It's like a memory matching game. So it's a kid thing, but
it's like an escape room.
Yeah, for kids.
Yeah.
The satisfaction you feel by winning a cooperative board game is not near the satisfaction you feel from absolutely bankrupting everybody in Monopoly and then having them throw their pieces.
Oh, well, looks like, you're going to have to sell some stuff. You're going to have to mortgage those things. And also, you can give me things in real life if you want to pay for this boardwalk spot.
You got to mortgage that.
Cool. Thanks for joining us tonight in the chat, and happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. We're happy to bring you gaming news, and we'll continue to hopefully do so as the holidays progress. But if we can't, that's just how it goes. If you are listening abroad and you'd like to catch us live like we talked about earlier, or chat with us while we talk about video games, you can reach us and watch us on twitch.tv/OMGpodcast on Wednesday at 9 Central. And keep your eye out on the One More Game Discord. Sweet pickles for announcements about giveaways coming up here over the next few weeks for the holidays. From your favorite gaming podcasters, Swiftmida, theStroke, and ImPickleMatt. You can also find us at OMG_PodcastGG on Twitter and Instagram. Leave us a follow, a like, and drop us a line. I also stream a couple times a week at twitch.tv/the__stroke, as well as that same handle on Twitter and Instagram. Swift's over there at twitch.tv/Swiftmida, and PickleMatt streams at twitch.tv/ImPickleMatt. And there he is, cheering 20 bits in the chat like a hero. You can find our episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or omgpodcast.podbean.com, or anywhere else you might find those podcasts. And before we go, we'll leave you with one final gamer thought. Just because you have to grow up doesn't mean you have to stop gaming. Game on, gamers. Happy holidays, and we'll see you on the next episode of One More Game. Swift, PickleMatt, see ya!
See ya!
Yeah.